Good day and welcome back to another DBZ Dokkan battle video. In this video we are going to take a look at how the physical LR Ginyu Force do in the Extreme Class Extreme Super Battle Road stage. So obviously, the physical LR Ginyu, pretty strong unit, has a pretty good passive, obviously providing support to the rest of the rotation. They also, of course, increase their passive based on how many Ginyu Force members are on the team. They also raise allies' attack and defense by 30% when they perform an 18 key super attack. So all in all, a pretty nice unit, one that's quite versatile, one that brings a lot to the rotation, can be used as a floater, can be prioritized as kind of a second slot unit, or can be used as a front slot tank for certain content. So a pretty strong unit, pretty powerful, does a lot of good work, decent defense, and can hit some pretty crazy attack numbers. So overall, a nice, impressive unit. Now the main thing with the physical LR Ginyu is that they do have their best linking partner, that is another free-to-play unit, in the form of the Tech LR Ginyu. We are going to be running them together, but the Tech LR Ginyu technically isn't the best right now. Although he's recently, obviously just by default, been buffed quite a bit with the recent changes that have occurred to the Ginyu Force team. Now, something that I find pretty interesting is that the physical LR Ginyu obviously was a battlefield currency LR, and they do cost quite a bit to EZA. I think to buy the Ginyu Force LR and to EZA them, if I remember correctly, it was about 94,000 944,000 also battlefield currency, battlefield memories, which is obviously quite a bit. A lot of players are not just going to have that lying around, so it's definitely an investment over time. It's about three battlefields worth, which in the grand scheme of things isn't that bad considering how expensive some battlefield LRs are. But obviously, it is still quite pricey. It's not something new players or even players are going to be able to pick up in one battlefield. You can maybe, you're going to need to do at least two and a bit. You're going to need to finish 3 to have the currency to get this Ginyu Force. So they are quite a grind. They are quite like a investment. They're not something that you're just going to be able to get. So 220,000 defense, which is obviously great. Very solid amount of defense. We are missing 1 or 2 Ginyu Force members, so that is affecting their stats a little bit. But just remember, they're providing a ton of support to the rotation. They're going to beef up the other units when they fire off their 18 key super attack, and they create rainbow orbs, which really helps out with key generation and just their overall performance. So really strong units. As you can see, taking single digits, which is really good. No item active as well, so they are really beefing up the rest of the rotation, which is great. This LR is now doing close to 4 million, which is very impressive. And their link set actually is pretty solid. Like, you could link level their link set to get a little bit more out of them, quite noticeably. The Ginyu Force link is a very strong one. It gives 10% extra defense, so you could push these guys above the 300k mark more than likely if you had a full Ginyu Force team and you obviously hook them up with link leveling and maybe some better gear, because I currently only have life gear on them. But yeah, looking really solid so far. Obviously that was just the back end of the previous fight, but they looked really good. Nice attack stat, great defense. They boosted the rest of the rotation, which is obviously quite a good thing. And yeah, they're just looking really solid. So I'm quite happy with the physical Ginyu Force. I think they're really good. Their only hindrance, I would say, is that they are quite limited in terms of categories. But that's kind of every Ginyu Force member. Not every unit can be on like 46 categories, because especially units that were only in the anime for, X amounts of episodes. I mean, the Ginyu Force were in the anime for about 30 episodes or so. 30-40 episodes roughly. So you can't really kind of criticize or wonder why they're not on like 1,000 categories. Whereas obviously Goku and Vegeta, they've been through the anime the whole time, so their various forms just get added to more and more categories all the time. So the thing is for units like the Ginyu Force or this physical LR Ginyu Force, I always think it's more than fine when they're not on 1,000 categories, as long as they're super strong on their team. And you can see that here. This Ginyu Force is very good on their team. We can see again over 200k defense, looking very, very good. Only the Tech Ginyu on this rotation for support, so we're going to see a pretty good showing overall. And yeah, like I said, they're going to boost their defense, they're going to really beef up their whole team, and we're just going to see a really good side of this Ginyu Force unit. Like, we're just going to see a very strong Ginyu Force unit. Obviously we have an item active here, which is something important. 5 million attack stat, which is really, really solid. And yeah, just some more really good damage. Again, I would just like to recommend that you build them into crit, because it is going to be the best way for them to do damage with those nice big chunky attack stats that they can get, especially if you're going to run them on the Ginyu Force team. If you're not going to run them on the Ginyu Force team, having additional is kind of pointless anyway, because most of the time you're going to be running them as a floating support rather than running them as a main rotation unit due to the reduction in stats. So crit is the biggest priority build for them, at least from my perspective. But yeah, I'm really, really chuffed with their performance overall. I think they do really, really well, and I think they're great for any Esbr that you can put them in. Obviously, in terms of linking partner, they link up best with Ginyus, Tech Ginyu, AGL Ginyu, the Int Ginyu. So you can run them with either of those units depending on the situation, and all of those units are more than fine in Esbr of any kind. The Int Ginyu probably actually being the best due to his damage reduction, and him being linked up with the physical one is going to give him a lot of support, which is really going to just kind of push that unit into an even stronger situation, which is fine. I think it's still very, very good that that's going to occur. Overall, the physical LR brings so much diversity and versatility to the table. He's got support abilities, he's got a very good passive link set, he's got a very good, strong stat base because of the fact that he's an old school Battlefield LR. So he really sits quite comfortably in, a high level of production. I mean, here we're going to have no item active, and he's not going to take any damage, which is very impressive. Over 200k, even though he's quite capped, which I think is his only real big issue. Like, if you run him on a full Ginyu Force team, with a 30% support on rotation, you're looking at about 250k at link level 1. And then if you get him to link level 10, you're looking at around the 270-ish k mark. And if you put on defensive equips, you're looking at around the 280 benchmark. If you obviously manage to get an additional super attack, then you're pushing the 340, 350 zone, which is decent, but like I would say, it's decent, but it's not necessarily a super high cap. It's always the kind of cap that's going to make you take damage from super attacks from units. It's not the 500, 700k, which is fine, because he's obviously a free-to-play unit, but I think that's the only thing. He's got a great start of turn defense, but it caps. That's kind of what his defense is, if that makes sense. So yeah, just to point that out would be my main thing, but beyond that, there's no real issue with them. I personally find them great. I think the physical LR is really, really awesome and does a really incredible job, just overall, defensively and obviously offensively. And so yeah, for me, I'm more than happy with how they've done. I think they're a great unit, and I think they bring a really, really solid benchmark to the table for free-to-play easy A's. So here, obviously, he's got 230k defense. This is kind of his best case scenario. We don't have a full Ginyu Force team, so that's the only thing holding him back. And we're going to see just how well he does here. Obviously, he is taking on a strength type unit, so this is the worst case scenario for a no item situation. And he takes 64k, which is not bad. Considering no item, considering type disadvantage, 64k is really not bad. If he had supered, then we may not have even taken that much. So he did really well, and I'm very impressed with Ginyu, and I think we've seen everything we need to see from him in terms of Esbr. So that's going to be it for me. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, leave a like, and I'll see you guys next time. Until then, take care, stay safe, and bye.